Hashtag World Cup.
Yeah.
You've been watching a bit of it?
Yes and no, not really. I said that I'll tune in now at the quarterfinal stage. It's just the timing of it, and Love Island as well. They're clashing like, you know. No, to be fair, I watched 9 o'clock. Like,
I wasn't expecting Love Island. I was not expecting Love Island. Is your man from Galway still in it?
Still there, yeah.
How's he getting on?
Very good. Loved up, though.
Is he loved up?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I'm a comedian. This podcast is about my life, my wife, my likes and dislikes, hurling, football, movies, sex, drugs and rock and roll without the sex, drugs and rock and roll. There are going to be special guests and always regular contributors, but mostly it's going to be me and my main squeeze, the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. What is the crack? I hope you're all well. It's hot. It's very, very hot. We're inside in the studio here. It's about 25, 26 degrees. Ireland is experiencing it's not even a heat wave. You have to have 5 days in a row for it to be considered a heat wave. And apparently it's going to break on Friday. 4 days. That'll be 4 days. So we almost made a heat wave. But it is roasting now. I feel like there's a joke that I heard someone say before. Joseph Fritzl in an episode of MTV Cribs. Sweating, you know, that's what I feel like.
And you've no pants on either.
I've no pants on.
Stand up.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. When I show you my legs, have a look at them there. Look at that. That's not every fucking podcaster. Look at those calves, lads. See those fucking calves. They're the best calves in the podcasting world. Now, they wouldn't have been great on the GA field. They would have been fair to middling, but when it comes to podcasts, I dare anybody to show me their calves. What's going on? I'm off the beer. And I'm off all the other naughty stuff. I'm kind of having a hot girl summer at the moment, trying to get my body right, trying to get my mind right. Now, saying that, if Cork get to the All-Ireland final, I will be back on the beer in a big, big way. Summer is in full swing. I am in Connolly's of Leap this Friday and this Thursday. And then on Saturday, I am heading to Croke Park, up to Croke Park, to the mighty Croke Park for an All-Ireland quarter-final that, quite frankly, I didn't envisage being in at the start of the year. I genuinely didn't. It's not the small ball. It's the big ball. The big ball. The O'Neill's ball. The Cork senior footballers are playing Mayo, and myself and my missus and my two scallywags are hopping into the Yaris, and we're going to snail up the road. We'll probably leave sometime on Friday because the Yaris is not great. What else is going on? I was in Thurles on Sunday down in Tipperary in Semple Stadium to watch the hurlers and Offaly, and lads, what an occasion it was. It was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful day. Beautiful colour. Like, I got into a little bit of like colours of Offaly, green or green, white and yellow. I said they were kind of like the tricolour, right? I just kind of said it like just a throwaway thing. I got serious grief about it. It's not the fucking tricolour. It's not the fucking tricolour. All right, fucking relax, like. I didn't, do you know what I mean? I was just saying, like, sometimes you say something and you don't have it exactly factual, but you can read between the lines, lads. It's not the fucking tricolour. I know. Fair play to Offaly, though. Look, they didn't
perform. They were probably a bit cross over the result, maybe.
But I think they probably were a small bit cross, yeah. I suppose if someone said, like, our flag wasn't red and white, pink and white or something like that, I suppose, okay, fair enough. But it's not far off a Colm.
No.
You know, to be fair. And it was a great colour down there, great crack down there. It was mighty. It's mighty to see Offaly back at the hurling table. Now, the game didn't go their way. And I have to say, Cork were awesome, absolutely awesome. But like, Offaly are a coming team. That's a very young team. That's the team that won the All-Ireland there a couple of years ago. They're under 20 teams, Screeny and the likes of them. But it didn't go their way. But their fans enjoyed every second of it. And it was a pleasure to be down there and on a bustling Sunday. And the result was expected, but look, that's the way it is. The kids are off, so I'm trying to get out of the house as much as I possibly can. I'm trying to get, so if you have any work, give me a shout. I will, like, even if it's unpaid, you know, intern work, give me a shout. I'm available Monday to Sunday. I was telling you this, I'll bring on the guest there now in a second, but I'm kind of talking to him here now. I was training the under 10s yesterday. Are you training any team at the moment?
No.
You're not involved. You're kind of
dropping.
You're just dropping off, is it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. You'll have to get in a bit closer to that there, Alessio saying. I wouldn't mind just dropping off now. I wouldn't mind dropping off, but at the same time, like, it's the thought of it. It's the thought of going down, and it's kind of glorified babysitting when you're looking after under 10s. And I had my 7-year-old there as well last night. But the sweat that was coming off my back, and I wasn't even training, like, was off the charts altogether. But it's great to see the next crowd coming along, and it's great. Like, I was on the pitch last night. There was a hurling match on the main pitch, Ballygiblin and Ballyhay. And then the Killavullen hurlers were training on the second pitch, the junior A hurlers, and there was a good gang of them there, a good shower of them training. And then we were in behind the goal, the under 10s, the stars of the future. And I remember just walking out after training, and I just remember thinking to myself, Jesus, like, much and all is like, sometimes you'd hate the idea of doing it, but then when you're there, you kind of get into it. I'm just thinking this is kind of what it's all about, really. Like, this is what it's all about. Sunny day, pucking a ball. Well, the boys were kicking the ball now, my lads, but, you know, and it was a big crowd up in the bank. You know the pitch in Killavullen, you know it well. The bank was full for a junior B League match, and I was thinking to myself, it's not long now before club championship starts, and that's when the real rattling starts.
The ground is getting hard now, yeah.
The ground is hard.
Fresh cut grass.
And there was, you're not wearing the studs, you're wearing the blade. Were you a blades or a studs guy?
Blades.
Blades.
Yeah.
Even in all types of weather, like?
I know, winter, no, I'd be studs, all right, yeah.
I was studs all the time, but then there was no blades when I was playing back in the 40s. My Patreon, lads. Sign on to the Patreon if you want to support me. It would be absolutely fantastic. I do an additional podcast once a week. It's absolutely flying. Please follow the Fearless Digital Network Studios as well on all their socials: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. All the videos, all of the long form videos of the podcasts are up on the YouTube channel on the Fearless Digital Network if you're interested. So have a look on that. Anyway, that's enough about me and my carry-on. I'm going to bring on today's guest. Let's give him his intro. This week's guest, I only wrote this now about an hour ago because remember I had to ring you to say is there any chance you could come in here and do this podcast?
And my notes are only an hour old as well, so there's
lads,
two of us at it.
So they'll probably be thinking, fuck it lads, these guys are unreal to put this together in an hour. This week's guest had a huge write-up on the Echo during the week. He scored 3 points from the goalkeeper position. All right. If you tuned into Radio 1 anytime recently during the football season, you'd have definitely heard his dulcet tones. All-Ireland winner for Cork back in 2010 for the senior footballers. We haven't won one since. Maybe this year. Who knows? And an All-Star in 2012. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Colm O'Neill. And the crowd go wild.
Big crowd in tonight.
Big crowd in tonight. Will you be bringing the gear up to Dublin on Sunday?
I might.
All right. Okay. Oh, well, Saturday.
Will
Is
you?
it Saturday?
Saturday. I will if you will.
I'll bring it, so get on to Cleary there, and only if we come on at the same time.
Okay.
You know, holding hands. Full forward, corner forward. How are you, man?
Good. Good.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
February, I went back in time just to have a look. We were in here February, it was a lot colder.
Yeah, it was a lot cold. It's warm now in here.
'Tis warm in here now, boy.
And I'd say since we were last year, we were talking about Premier League contenders.
We were talking about, I thought you might bring that up.
Yes. We got over the line.
Were we talking about Champions League contenders in the same breath?
Yeah, I was saying, no, if I recall, I was thinking they probably have a better chance of winning Champions League than the Premier League. But no, they could have done the double.
They could have. They grinded it out.
Yeah. No, the final, they got fair stick over the final. It was an awful game to watch. That was the only way they were going to win. And probably could have got a penalty.
They probably could have got a penalty.
No, to be fair, probably the best team in Europe, probably not.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, I don't think they were in bonus territory, but it was great to win the Premier League.
So you're talking about Arsenal. Tell me this now. You should kick on now. This is the big talking point about Arsenal now, that they can't win it, and once they win it, then they'll kick on and they'll be, unstoppable for the next few years. Do you see that happening? I
don't know. It's a hard one, but as you said, the target's on their back now.
Yeah.
The only thing you'd say is I don't think the chasing pack are getting any stronger. Like Klopp has gone from Liverpool. Pep is gone.
Yeah.
United are going to be thereabouts, but would you be too worried about it? I don't think so. So
David Moyes is still at Everton though.
yeah.
So, we fancy our chances this year to stay up as well.
I still think they probably need to sign another 2 or 3 players.
Who are
maybe,
they
but,
interested in?
I actually don't know who they are. I think they definitely need maybe another striker.
I think
they
that's
need
where
it.
you're lacking.
Yeah.
Gorkarez, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. Gorkarez, is it?
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
I've called him worse now in the last 2 games.
What did he score last year? How many did he get in the Premier League?
No idea.
Did he get 11 or 12 only?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's poor return.
Yeah. He's just not a prolific goal scorer. He's not one you could guarantee. He's not like your Haaland, like you nearly expect him to score, but
And he kind of need that.
Yeah.
Who's out there in that mould that's available though?
Yeah. Mbappe maybe.
Mbappe, well, he probably will be available though. The dictator. That's it. Yeah. My young fella's obsessed with soccer now, and he was showing me a video. They call him the dictator, Mbappe. Yeah, every club, like it's very fascinating about Mbappe. When he was with Paris Saint-Germain, who's the
Enrique? Has he seen about the clip?
But when Tuchel was there at the start, remember before Enrique went there, Thomas Tuchel was in charge, and they had Neymar, they had Mbappe, and they had Messi, and Thomas Tuchel said they'll never win anything with Mbappe because he's just not a team player. Like
I know there's a clip going on with a clip from Luis Enrique, kind of called him out for work rate and stuff. I suppose that's why they never won when he was there. Like so,
that's it. And then he went away, and then they've won 2 in a row. And then he went to Madrid to win it. And
we take him. We'll take him.
I take him as well.
Dictator or not, I take him.
Well, I take him at Everton definitely. Whatever about Arsenal,
Need to replace Jamie Coleman now. Like
I know, yeah, he's a big loss.
Yeah, some man.
He's a huge loss. Oh, what a player! 60 grand, Seamus Coleman.
He got a great send off. In fairness, I think.
Oh yeah, he's a legend at the club forever. But they threw everything at him to keep him. They offered him coaching roles. They offered him I think they didn't offer him the one thing that he wanted, which was a player role, but ambassadorial roles. But the Irish manager Helgumson I'm struggling with names. It's the heat. Said, I still see you as a part of this team. And once he heard that, he was like, okay, I'm gonna. And I think that's unreal. Like, do you know, he's 37. Like, drive on as long as you can. Like, do you know, I don't know any other 7-year-olds kicking ball.
He's not going to play in any club now, does he?
He is. He's looking for a club.
I see that. Okay.
But you didn't. I was trying to say there. I don't see many other 37-year-olds kicking football. But you didn't get that. You didn't get that.
No,
we'll get to that. How's life?
Life's good.
Yeah.
Busy now. Yeah. Busy with games now. Which is this time of year where it is championship time. There's as you know yourself, you go into a lot of games. There's hurling, football. They're all with the condensed season now. There's just game after game, and obviously the World Cup. So there's just lots of sport to be following. It's all good. Tell
me, the last time I was talking to you, you were kind of doing the coke. You were doing a bit of the coke commentary. And you were kind of saying to me you weren't sure if it was going to be a gig, a regular gig or not, or whatnot. But it seems to have turned into a regular gig for you now.
Yeah, I've done a few games now this year. And doing the Cork, the Kerry Tyrone game this Sunday or this Saturday. Sorry, and I was fortunate enough to be at the Cork Donegal game 2 weeks ago now. So yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying it, I must say.
You did the Munster final as well, did you?
I did. Yeah. I actually I met you.
I met you in the train.
In the train, yeah.
Yeah.
You never offered me. You had
I was trying to get you to come to the pub, but I forgot that you were working. I only realised afterwards. You ghosted me when I texted you back. I was like, "Come, we're going down to Courtney's." Courtney's sponsor Ballyclaw GA. That's our club, lads. Ballyclaw till we die. And in fairness, now he forsake the point. So you're obviously a professional.
Very dedicated.
I just got ghosted. No text back. But how are you finding it?
That's good, yeah. As I said back in February, it is different, it is, you kind of watch a game differently. You can't kind of just, like if it was a regular sport, just rock up and kind of sit back and have a look around. You kind of have to be watching kind of patterns of the player, who's marking who, or kick out wise, where's are they going short, long, or different kind of, I suppose.
The press and all that kind of stuff. I often find when I'm at matches, I love being at matches with 2 or 3 lads. Yeah. There's always one fella that'll have a fixation on one player, and that'll be the whole way through the match.
Get him off.
Get that fucking hell above tonight. Number 15 is shit. Take him. And the next thing he'll get a goal. He'll be quiet in the corner, like, you know. But obviously you have to kind of have a more balanced view.
Yeah. It's just, I suppose you probably have that balance too, because you probably were in that position. Like, you're not going to be calling fellas out over the national broadcaster, really. You're not going to be doing that. But yeah, it's I must say I'm enjoying it so far, yeah.
And you're on the side of it where I suppose you're not, you're co-commentating, but you don't have to do the heavy lifting. Like, you don't have to be like who's the main commentator?
I've done a lot of games now with Pádraig Lodge.
Yeah.
But that's it's a skill in itself, doing the commentating, like to be and whatever about intercounty games and club games there, where obviously they wouldn't know the players. It was just the way they can kind of watch the play and next thing pick up the program and then talk about it until they see the name. Like, it's a skill in itself. Like, I definitely wouldn't be able to do it, but it's a skill. Like, it's probably something they've obviously learned. Like, but it's amazed how I suppose how they can do it, really. I
got asked to do a commentating job today.
Did you?
I swear to God. For Castletown Roach versus Shanballymore. Do you know Mick Lenahan? Do you know Mick?
Club, are they?
Yeah. Well, he said it was for their own club.
Okay.
I couldn't do it, but I said I'd do it. I said, look, hit me up again. I said the next time for a bit of crack.
Main commentary?
No. Just I'd prefer now. If I was to do it, I'd like.
You couldn't do. You couldn't.
There's no way.
No
way.
As I said, you couldn't just rock.
And I might be the opposite to you. I'd be like, take number 15 off. Look at the fucking arse. And
no curse either. Like,
and you can't curse either, I suppose. Yeah. But like, I'd be afraid. Like, I'd be trying to make, because like my natural inclination is to try and make something humorous. But there's nothing humorous about championship football or hurling. Like, do you know what I mean? No. There is nothing humorous about it.
And it's difficult. Then, like, when you do get asked to do a Cork game, it's kind of, you're always conscious to try and kind of be neutral, like, and not trying to be too biased, or if there's a kind of a 50-50 call, you kind of have to stand back a small and say, like, what was it now? There was something in the Donegal Cork game. I think Cork won a free near the end, and I think the Donegal player kind of crossed over the Cork player, and there was a 50-metre advancement mark. And I thought it was very harsh, like, but I was delighted they got it.
Yeah.
But you still have to say, like, probably was the wrong call, you know. So even though you're delighted it happened, you're like, so you have to be
probably the wrong call. That was definitely the wrong call.
So you kind of have to be careful that way. But
when you were doing the Munster final, was there was a main comment? Was there someone to balance or was it just the two of you?
Just two of us. Yeah.
What did you think of that game?
I was going down there in, I suppose, not hope, but I just felt there was a great opportunity with the amount of players Kerry were missing, you know. And I think that kind of, I'd nearly preferred if they were at full strength, you know. Because it kind of put a bit of pressure, not pressure, but I just felt that they did, in the first half, now to be fair to them, I thought they were thereabouts. But the second half now was disappointing. Yeah. It kind of petered away and got away from us quickly enough.
Yeah, do you know?
No, and then they got a lot of stick, you know, from, I suppose, media and everywhere about their performance, but like with the current championship, and like I think there's a middle ground somewhere. I don't think, like, they can't take too much, like, they're not that bad. And then against Meath, then the following week, sure, they were top of the world again, and that performance on the full 60 minutes, there's somewhere in between, you know. I think the games is coming so often, like, it's hard to read into one game and say they're that, you know. I think you've kind of look at it over the course of 3 or 4 games, what way they're going. You know?
Sure, it's crazy.
It's hard not to get caught up in, they're no good after that game, you know, whereas that probably is not a true reflection of the team.
It's very hard. I find it very difficult to be balanced as a fan. Like, obviously now, you know, as a pundit, you have to be more balanced than, you know, but like I went, like, I know the lads went to the Derry match and we got hammered in the league in the Derry, and then I went up to the Tyrone match, and I was like, fucking hell, like, what are you talking about? This, we're all, do you know what I mean? And then the Kerry match, I remember we all went down on the train, the Ultras, the Ballyclaw Ultras, and like, it's the hope that kills you, like, you know, and we were like, Jesus, we have a chance, we have a right chance. And then when we were coming back, it was like a morgue. And
that's hard not to get deflated with it then, but like, you can't, because like, win or lose, I know it's great to win, but even, especially now with the current championship, there's so many games, and the provincial championship is such as, like, once that was finished, it's a totally new competition then starts. Like, so you can't be too despondent about it. Like you can't. I just find you can't overly read into games, and in their kind of can't just concentrate on that game and say they're X or they're Y. You know.
I think from here on in now, it's like, you know, it's so the way I've been looking at this year, right? It feels like it has just been game after game after game after game after game. And I know now we're 3 games away now from, we'll say, immortality, right? But there's a bit of a space now. There's a bit of planning. But like I was listening to Jim McGuinness at the weekend, going that there's they can't prepare for games now. The way they used to be able to prepare for games. No, I don't feel sorry for him. I love Donegal, and I tipped Donegal to win the All-Ireland this year. I don't feel sorry for him because everyone's in the same boat. Yeah. But Armagh plays something like 7 games in 11 weeks or something like that. Yeah. Is the panel more important now than ever?
I think so, yeah, because the games are coming so thick and fast that, let's say, if you do pick up a hamstring injury or something, you go out for 4 weeks, like you don't have time to recover.
No.
Whereas before, if you picked up an injury first round of the championship, you might be playing for a month, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's just game after game. And that's in both hurling and football. So obviously the teams with the stronger panel and they can afford to pick up injuries, and probably Kerry are a case in point in that. You see the injuries they had, but they just had the panel to get through. And
yeah, now if you were listening to the fuckers, you'd think that they had no panel at all. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty, we haven't the chance. Every fucking April and May they're out with the same shit. We haven't the chance. We're not even training. You know? But they're odds on to win it now at this stage of the races. You know?
It's hard to not rank them very much strong favourites out of the chase and pack. Like you would say, and the championship is funny, like few weeks ago you'd say when Kerry were beat Donegal are they're the team to beat, and previous to that you're saying I think Armagh will win this All-Ireland, and then
the both of them gone,
and then Kerry now are certainties, you know. So which championship is so unpredictable, but it's like definitely Kerry are probably up here, and I'd say the rest of the chasing pack would all fancy their chances.
And it's just with the, look, we're going to move on because I'm going to come back to that.
Okay.
I'm going to come back to that, right? But before we do that, I want to do a little game called Trending Topics. Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. Gonna even fucking try, like. You didn't even make an effort there, like.
I didn't realise it was my turn.
You know, you're kind of come in with a harmony. Hashtag heat wave. Do you like the hot weather?
Brilliant, yeah.
You love it?
Love it.
Like, how are you surviving in the hot weather? What's your kind of remit now on a Sunday? You've no work, there's no match. What are you doing in the weather?
Outside.
All day.
Outside, yeah. No, I wouldn't be one for lying down outside. Now, even though on holidays, like I wouldn't be one for lying down baked in the sun.
Yeah.
But I suppose one thing, like we're on a great run of weather now. We're only three days into it, and if I hear anyone else, like, it's just brutal giving out about, I can't, the heat is awful. So what's the alternative? Like, last rain hopping off the
ground, cold, turning on the heating.
We've, Wednesday, it's supposed to break in the weekend, like, and people say, we've had an awful year, like, of rain, like, next time we get 3 or 4 days sunshine, there's like, the world is ending, like.
Irish people are hilarious. They're hilarious. They complain if it's hot, they'll complain if it's windy, and they'll complain if it's cold and wet. But are you a shorts and t-shirt kind of a guy, like?
I will be, yeah.
And when you say you're out and about, do you go into town, or is it like what's the crack? Go to the beach, or what's the vibe?
Yeah, go to the beach, just anything to be out and about. And thankfully, in my day-to-day job, I'm on the road, so it's not too bad if they're in the car, which is great. So I would fear for that, not fear for, but you'd have to feel for probably the older people and people maybe out in construction sites under the baking heat. Probably
roofers and all that kind of racket.
Yeah. But it's just the only negative, and I would be very slow to be negative about it, is just at night time it can be hard to sleep, right?
Yeah. I suppose that's the one thing, all right. But you're like,
no, it is great.
We get over it. Like, I'd happily have an uncomfortable sleep for 2 months a year just to have a bit of a summer, like, you know, because there is definitely no better place on earth than Ireland. Like, we've got so many cool beaches, and like even like mountain hills and walks and stuff like that. They're just abundant. You know.
Long may it last.
Long may it last, and stop complaining about it, lads. Hashtag neutrality. It's trending there now at the moment. Ireland is in jeopardy of losing their neutrality. Not that I don't think we're neutral anyway. Sure,
The only neutral kind of I see is in the gear stick of the car, to be honest. So the neutral kind of goes over my head a bit. Yeah, I think I'll leave this one to you.
Yeah. It's just, excuse me now. It's just, I suppose, more to do with geopolitics, really, and stuff like that. That there's a new thing now coming in there. There's a chance that Ireland are going to lose their neutrality in the next year or two, because something to do with the treaty. Remember that treaty? Was it the Maastricht Treaty or something like that? That they had to re-sign. That I think it's the Maastricht Treaty. And they were all complaining at the time that they're saying, Jesus, we lose our neutrality. And we were like, no, we won't. But now there's a chance. Like, would you sign up for war if you were given the opportunity? Would you be good as a soldier?
No.
Yeah.
No, into the bunker.
I'd be, yeah. I'll dig the bunker, lad. Yeah.
The control room.
The control room, yeah. As far away from the front line as I possibly could get.
Get out there.
I'm nearly 50 anyway, so I probably get away with from the conscription point of view. But that does kind of put a little bit of fear of God into me, like, and it's probably an irrational fear. Like, if there was some sort of a war, would my sons get signed up for it? Like, you know, I mean, war is just very unforgiving altogether. Like,
I must say, no, wouldn't come into my...
the war you've been used to is a cornerback and a corner forward. That's a different type of war.
Yeah.
# World Cup.
Yeah.
You've been watching a bit of it?
Yes and no, not really. I said that I'll tune in now at the quarterfinal stage. It's just the timing of it, and Love Island as well, they're clashing, like, you know. No, to be fair, I watched 9 o'clock, like.
I wasn't expecting Love Island. I was not expecting Love Island. Is your man from Galway still in it?
Still there, yeah.
How's he getting on?
Very good. Loved up, though.
Is he loved up?
Yeah, loved up, yeah.
Who, like, properly in love?
Yeah, I think so. He's nearly saying they love her.
Oh, he is not.
Yeah, he's on about bringing her to GA match and everything when he gets on, man.
Where is she from? I haven't watched it. Is she English?
She's English, yeah.
All right, okay. Well, that's a black mark against her straight away anyway.
Yeah. She kind of referenced herself to Victoria Beckham, so I think she's the wrong idea of football, maybe. She'll get a fair shock now when she comes up to Galway in the winter. Watching the club match.
Is he a bit of crack on it?
He is, to be fair, yeah. It is, he's on some conference to do it, though.
Oh my God. I saw his audition. I saw the audition, that the tape that he put in. He was like, "Oh, I'm a bit mad. I've got ADHD." Yeah. You know, he was doing.
He's not as mad as that, Andy show, though.
You probably have to do a tape like that to get in, though.
Yeah. He's a bit reserved. He's coming across well, yeah.
That's good.
As I say, not easy, but yeah, that has clashed with a few games. So I made the exception out for I watched the England game because you just kind of know them players really, and they were playing Ghana in an all draw last night.
Yeah, I watched that.
And to see the way they celebrated after the game as if they won.
I loved it.
Mad, yeah.
I loved it.
There was a bit of a spicy after too, wasn't it? There was a bit of...
Your man is the manager, Carlos Queiroz, the United fella. There was a little bit of a snap in them, all right. But you know what?
I think it was the way they celebrated as if they won it, like, and sure, more power to them.
I mean, is their squad worth... Semenyo is probably 70 million. There might be another 70 million on the squad. Probably 150, 160 million. The England squad, sure, Jude is probably worth 150 million himself.
Huge pressure, like, and I'd... Once it gets to the latter stages, I'll definitely start tuning in, and Love Island might be finished then.
Hopefully Love Island will be finished. If the Galway fella gets knocked out, you might tune in. Tell me, who do you fancy for the World Cup? So,
probably France, I'd say, if I had to pick a team.
I think so too, yeah.
No, I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but I think they've, as we mentioned, Mbappe and Saliba, one of our own at the back.
He's one of our own.
They've savage players, if they can put it together. No, I don't even know what way the draws are going to work out. That's probably all decided nearly. If you finish top, who you're going to be playing. I have no idea who they're drawing against. So.
I'm in the same boat as you now with the World Cup this year. I watched the 2 England games, and I watched a Brazil game and an Argentina game. So I suppose I've watched a bit of it, all right. But I'm not massively interested in it yet. But I'm starting. Do you know the way little narratives build with teams? I am loving.
And all the top strikers are scoring.
They're all scoring. Haaland, Salah, Ronaldo, even Messi. Messi's top scorer. Messi's now the all-time top scorer, and then Mbappe's just a couple of goals behind him. Like, I heard he's on Arsenal.
Harry, missed the sitter last night.
Don't miss me. But they don't they didn't look great. They didn't look great against Ghana. Now,
struggled to break them down, right? Yeah.
I was listening to
Ghana actually had a chance near the end. Did break a chance.
What about the penalty that they should have got a stone cold penalty?
I didn't see that. No.
Oh my God Almighty! I was looking at it on TikTok as well after the. I don't know the name of the fella who did the foul. I'm not very familiar with him.
And Pickford came out and
no, it was a central defender. Okay. Kind of came in to tackle him, and it looked on the television at the start. It looked like he got the ball, but he got no ball. He took him down, legs, no ball. And with VAR, they're saying like why isn't that called? It's interesting.
Bit like Champions League final. VAR called for.
Why did they have
it? Penalty.
Why the fuck did they have it then?
Yeah.
And my young fella was going, why is he starting? Mendeke, is it?
Madueke, yeah.
Madueke. He was going mad that he was starting and Saka wasn't starting.
He was injured, I think. Saka came on. Made a difference, yeah. But yeah, I think they'll still get out of the group, I think. So
they will. I think they're pretty true. If you 4 points, they're pretty much secured. My love affair there now, the team that I'm kind of having a kind of a line, I have a graw for is
Cape Verde.
Well, I like Cape Verde, but I have a kind of I do really like that Argentinian team because I think bar Messi, they're not spectacular, but they're a right team. They're almost the same team from 4 years ago, and
they're hard,
and they're the dark arts. They're fucking the kings of the dark arts. Yeah. And then anything that Messi does, they're up behind him 100%. So
I presume that are favourites.
I think France and Spain are favourites. Spain are actually favourites. Yamil Yamal, another fella who's scoring goals.
Young fella.
That concludes Trending Topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. All right, okay, the cough.
So to clear my chest.
All right, clear that chest. Okay, Cole, I tell you now, I want to just talk about GA, all right? That's what I want to talk to you about. And I want to talk about Cork in particular, all right? And I want to start with the hurlers. We're at the business end now of the championship, and Cork are right in the mix. Where do you see us at now at this stage of the races? I think, like, looking at Sunday, like I'm not going to say I don't want to be disrespectful to Offaly, but it was kind of a foregone conclusion. Pretty much anyone who knows anything about hurling expected Cork to win. Probably not in the manner that we did. Yeah. And it was probably disappointing from Offaly's point of view. Yeah. But I don't know if that's done anything for us. Like, I know Alan Walsh got 2-1 in the game and Hayes got a hat-trick and Roach did well midfield. But can you even count that performance?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
It was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of a scenario.
Exactly.
I suppose they could only do what they could do, really. And they were, once Alan Walsh got his first goal, like, it was nearly game over, really. Actually, nearly tuned out the second half. But I suppose the one positive you'd say is they didn't pick up any injuries.
That's true.
And you've players like Alan Walsh and Brian Roche probably put up their hand for
options.
Probably at this stage. They probably know that they're probably playing for first or second, who's going to be first on, you know. But Alan Walsh definitely put up his hand, pardon the pun. He's a good hand in him. And
I was down in Nolan Park for a league match against Kilkenny this year, and he did the same. Yeah. And I hadn't seen him since. I don't think he came on since that game, or maybe it was late. But I haven't seen him get a good run. He came on against Kilkenny, got 1-1, and with about 10-15 minutes to go. But he's a paw on him. Yeah. And Hayes is a handful, but he's almost the same archetype as him. So if you're on Hayes, who's going to be on this fella? But I can't see him starting.
No, I don't think it'd be hard to kind of veer away from the team that started against the start of the Munster final. Yeah. No, I know Tommy's got injured. If he's a fractured thumb or something, so that could be serious enough. Like, as we said earlier on about injuries, you don't have much time to come back. But they do. In fairness, I like probably
midfield as well.
Yeah, I think they're in a good position. Now I know Galway will be a big test, but I suppose the big question over Galway is, and it's not only me saying, it's been well documented about the standard of the Leinster Championship. Like, have Galway probably played a team the likes of a Cork Limerick kind of, you know, so but they've had a good league. They have the hurlers, and the one player for Cork who, if he gets injured, I think we're in big trouble, is Brian Hayes. Like, he's incredible. Like, he's an option for long puckouts. And a former colleague of mine, Dahi Burke, actually, I was out with him at Christmas, and there was talks that he might actually be finishing up, but he said no, he's giving it another year, and he was kind of quite optimistic. He said there's a young panel, but talking to him, he was optimistic, and I'd say that'll be a ding-dong battle himself and Brian Hayes now. Saturday week, isn't it?
Saturday. Is it Saturday week or Sunday? It's Saturday week, yeah.
Saturday week. So you'd be foolish to think that it probably mightn't be a Cork Limerick final again, which will be a blockbuster one again.
Unless Clare catch them.
Yeah.
Which it's hard, I suppose, like it's very hard to see Clare catching them after what happened down in Cusack Park. But there's always if the GA has told us anything this year, it's you just cannot.
No, and it's true. Last year is proof of when Dublin beat Limerick in the semi-final. Everyone thought that was a foregone conclusion. Clare picked up a few injuries as well the last day against Dublin. So
Reedy got a bad old belt. Did you see that?
I did.
Was it? I thought it was a dirty old dig.
He definitely went to nail him, but I don't think he was maliciously went to hurt him. You know?
No, I don't.
Obviously, he was going hard to put his mark on, but he just obviously mistimed it.
I don't think it was malicious. No, definitely.
There was a red card, definitely.
Yeah.
But you could imagine, I flicked up to him in the fella that did it up in the subs bench. I'm not sure did you see it, like, but he looked kind of shocked, you know. I'd like imagine what he was thinking if it was serious, something serious, like, because I don't think, I know he went, as I said, he went to nail him probably, but he just didn't. I don't think he meant to hurt him. Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever
just mistimed him.
Exactly, yeah.
But I suppose there's, and I think it was Michael Dylan was saying in commentary, like they it's probably duty of care to say if you're going that hard with that pace and it is a small bit mistimed, like that, they're the consequences. They can happen, like
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it was nice to see.
No, and there was a bit of a melee afterwards. But what I liked is I was looking at someone from Dublin put him into the recovery position, which was I
think he was a guard as well, so he's probably
trained.
And so Shane O'Donnell went running over to him as well because he concussion issues as well, so he probably knew how serious it was as well. Like, hopefully, I'm not sure. He'll be last time if he's out. I don't know what the protocol is if it's a serious concussion.
When are they? Are they out? Not this weekend. They're out the following weekend, isn't it? Yeah. Well, he definitely he's one of their main guys. Like he's and they'll need everyone. It's like the panel. Like that's the thing about Clare. I think Clare are excellent, but they have about 15 or 16 excellent hurlers, whereas Limerick have 25, 26.
They have good forwards, and
their forwards are awesome.
They have good, they can. There's goals in them, like Peter Duggan and Shane O'Donnell and Tony Kelly. If they click, like they.
And I was talking to Don Logue about that actually, and before they played Limerick, and I was like, geez, I fancy Clare, and he said, I don't think their backs are good enough. And I was trying to go, well, I think you're wrong. Do you know what I mean? And I fucking Limerick and hammered him like, what you know, what you ever win, just on Instagram now, like. But at the same time, like, at the end of the day, I think it's you. To win in All Ireland, you have to 1 to 15 have to be very, very good, and the next 5, 6 behind, there has to be 1 or 2 forwards that can come on and change things as well. But if you're not solid at the back, forget about it.
It is even the Munster final. I know, like in one way, after Munster final, I was saying it's not the end of the world, like, because it'd be very hard if you get to the final. To beat Limerick 3 times in a year, it'd be very hard. Like, so
I agree.
There's a small bit of a chip on the shoulder now, and I think every time both Cork and Limerick play each other, they're learning a small bit more about each other. They know each other inside out now, so it's always only a puck of a ball between them. So I think Limerick probably know that. I think that's why they might have celebrated so much as well. That I think they know that they are the team that can be, that Cork are probably the team that can beat them.
What did you think of your man trying to put the flag down?
I wouldn't.
Would you be would that be shown in the dressing room now?
Probably, yeah.
I think that kind of stuff,
just to get a bit of an edge. Like,
look at that shit, like. Look at that shit there. Who does he think he is?
But fair play to him for doing it at the same time.
At the same time, if one of our lads did it last year, I'd be like, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
But you'd use everything you can.
Everything, every small. Like I'm always interested in that. Like what. Do you know when you go up the levels, like you see it in all the junior Bs and junior As and intermediate dressing rooms, like they're next door and they fucking hate you, lads. They fucking hate you. Do you know? And
I heard what he was saying about you.
They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you, and you kind of buy into it in the moment, like. And I often thought to myself, the intercounty hurlers now and footballers, they've been around for years in development squads and minors and under 20. They've heard it all. Are they going to be motivated with that kind of stuff? But I think.
You could show it to them, like you can't. There's no hearsay about it. You can say it did happen, like. And I think you take every bit of an edge you could, like. Whether it'll come to pass that they will meet in the final, now
It'll be clear in Galway now, I bet you.
We edit this.
This will be taken off the air. 1 second. Now, what else? Can Limerick be beaten, do you think?
I do, yeah.
In Croke Park, can they be beaten? Because that's the big question. Like, we haven't beaten them we beaten them in semi-final a couple of years ago.
Yes.
But in a final, we haven't beaten them this era.
I think they can, yeah.
How would you beat them?
I think not to concede goals.
Yeah.
And I think we did as good as we could. Now, I know Aaron Gillan I don't think he'll ever have as quite as games he did in Munster final. That's the only worry you'd say as well. But
to be even taken off, like.
Yeah, I think we're a bit more solid in defence this year.
Callahan's doing all right in full back.
Yeah,
to be fair now.
Yeah.
To be fair to him, like, you know, and I would have had my reservations, you know, like I would have thought Joyce is irreplaceable, like, you know, but
he's a big lass as well.
He's a huge lass, but he's
the full back line in general and the goal, like they have taken a lot of criticism, but no, to be fair, there. And then again, like it's just up top. I know the second half there was a stat that they didn't score after Brian Hayes' goal from play.
That's right, so
that's something they'll probably have to work on. Like, if that happens again, they won't be winning. But on their day, I think like both sets of players and even management team like get the most out of each other for that game. Like there's a lovely healthy rivalry there now, I think.
There is. I would like us to finish stronger than starting stronger. Like, or actually, what I'd like more so than anything else is just consistency the whole way through, because I'm like last year in the All-Ireland final, fucking hell, I never was in the worst place. And obviously the lads that were out there weren't able to control it for whatever reasons. But I felt a little bit of that in the Limerick game as well the last day, with the last 10-15 minutes. I've just felt let's grab hold of this fucking game. You know,
couldn't win a puck, or couldn't seem Limerick at all, the momentum. Yeah.
And that's the only worry that I'd have. No, I'm like you. I think it's in there.
Yeah.
I think it's in there. I love Ben. I think do you know what I like about him is he has done exactly what he said he was going to do. Like even with the Offaly selection the last day, like, you know, traditional managers wouldn't have changed that team up, even if it was.
And I'd say, to be fair to him, he says he's picking team and training. I'd say, to be fair to him, he is like, you'd hear that, every manager would say that we'll see who's going well in training, and you know well that he probably has the team picked already, you know. So I'd say, to be fair to him, there's no bullshit with him. I'd say, no, if you're going well in training, you will get the chance.
Like, I loved when he was interviewed afterwards, like Cork won by nearly 30 points or something like that, and one of the questions were, well, Ben, it was easy for you today. And he says, well, look, we just played with the wind in the first half. That was his opening line. The wind had fuck all to do with it, Ben. Do you know what I mean? The wind had nothing to do with it. But it was a nice it was a nice way for him to deflate it, like, do you know what I mean, without being arrogant. So yeah, I'm just hopefully.
I think the media seem to like interviewing him, like, because it's he could come out with anything as well. Like
his box office character. What else now? What's our best team?
I think it was the team that started the Munster final.
The 15 that started against Limerick.
Now, obviously, with Tommy out and Tim O'Mahony was injured the last day as well. So, but then again, I think they have
unreal midfielder too.
Yeah, and then but you have, as you said, you can make switches easy to fill the gaps. Like they have a good strong panel now, like, I think.
I thought Hugh O'Connor has showed glimpses of stuff. I like. He reminds me of Cian Lynch. He's a very unselfish player, and he's got an eye for an unusual pass. A kind of a, like, I don't know, is he good enough now to start? He probably is good enough to start, but he probably isn't enough experience. Like, but
that game last, they brought him on as well.
Brought him on.
They seem to have a lot of time for him because he's getting a lot of game time, and somewhere like Crow Park might suit him as well. You know, go up and he's very athletic looking player, like.
And like, I mean, he's like, and Barry Walsh, like, there's Barry. I kind of felt a small bit sorry for Barry Walsh. There's like so much expectation on him.
For young
there's an awful lot of expectation on him. He in my opinion, like, he might be best served kind of coming into the game, because he's like a fucking bulldog when he comes in. He reminds me of Wayne Rooney.
For a young lad, he's an animal. Like,
he's an animal.
Probably the worst thing that happened to him was in the league against Limerick. He did very well. And Kyle Hayes. I think probably people have him up at that standard every day, like, you know, and it's probably unfair on him. But he has everything. Like, he's strong, he's pace, free taker, he's accurate.
And there's a bit of do you remember in the Limerick game when he got caught doing it? He was going to hit it, and then he kind of did a little bit of a dink, and it was turned around. So he has a bit of ingenuity.
He's direct. Like, First, when he gets the ball, it's just black spot. He eyes the fella up when he takes him on, you know.
Yeah, there's goals in that team.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
We're optimistic.
Will we win the All-Ireland in the hurling?
Yeah.
Great, brilliant. Is it double on?
It's on.
It's on, okay. Question 2, Cork v Donegal. Right, we're onto the big ball now. You were above it the last day. I looked at tickets for this. I could only get a terrace ticket. I've gone to, I think, all of the bar 2 of the football matches league. I've been to all the matches.
And the Yaris I got up.
I was very tempted to drive the Yaris, but I'll tell you why I didn't. I got onto Jason, our clubman, about a week beforehand, and he said, I'll give you my delegate tickets. He said, I have 2 tickets, I'll give them to you. He goes, no problem. Then about an hour later, he rang me back. He said, we're not getting those tickets. We're not getting those tickets. You'll have to go on.
They were sold out.
All sold out. Yeah. All sold out.
Donegal are like mad football. Jesus, love it.
And so I was like, I'd probably have hunted down a terrace, but it's 6.5 hours up and 6.5 hours down to stand on a terrace. And hand on my heart, I did not think we were going to win. I straight up didn't think we were going to win. Now, that's no excuse for not travelling, but it was part of it.
You weren't alone there, fair,
And my Noel was even looking at flights. We were looking at flights to Dublin and from Dublin over.
And I was looking to Manchester across to get to Derry.
And the time distance, you'd probably be the same time travelling, but they were expensive as well. The boys chartered a plane.
Yeah, it was hilarious, actually. They got fierce publicity out of it.
Brilliant.
It was a hallucination. It was like coming home from the Olympics with the medals, the airport.
I thought it was hilarious when they flew back into Cork. There was a social media, the way they're trying to get the team around, big welcoming. But there was only about 15 or 16 people there welcoming them. So I was like, fuck it, lads, come on. Just get them coming off the fucking plane.
Yeah, it was a great idea, really.
Brilliant.
They were back home, I'd say, but they were back home in Cork at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, I think, And can you imagine being at home at 9 o'clock after beating Donegal in that match where no one expects you to do it? They're probably not on the beer now, though, are they? They're surely not. There's no team on the beer at the moment.
I think the option was there, right? Yeah, but I think they were just shattered from the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think they were just gassed, and I think they were training. They were getting together the following morning in recovery or something. So
Cleary's doing a good job with them, in fairness.
He is, yeah. As you said, there was probably not many people give him a chance going up to Donegal. And in fairness, listen to John's interview after. He was saying, was there a bit of disrespect out there that the margin was so great? But he said, sure, there after beating Kerry beat us well. It's probably, there's no hiding there.
There was one fella on News Talk said they'd lose by 15 or 16 points or something like that. Not News Talk, or was it Off the Ball, or one of the sports programs anyway. And there wasn't many people, putting
I'm not
up
sure
on
it was it 7 or 8 points was the spread, I think.
I think 7 or 8 was the spread, but there was one fella saying that they'll look 15 or 16 points. But they're, honestly, I'd say bar their own camp and maybe a few kind of people within the know, there was and
it's probably reasonable enough, given the performance they had down in Clarny, And it probably was, like you would say, it was probably the worst possible draw. Even Donegal at home probably would have been difficult. Then to think to go up to Ballybuffet is probably just a step too far. Or they were full value for a finish.
So you were at it.
Yeah.
You were co-commenting on it. What's that stadium like in Ballybuffet?
Yes, I ride to say 2 hours before the game. Actually, and then for Lucas Aid, I met Graham Canty and all there up there. They were in for hanging them out here now. They went in for a pint before the game. I went in for a Lucas Aid, as I do. But it was strong, all Donegal. We were just the passion they have up there.
Yeah.
And it was definitely just funny. There was a video going around on social media as well of the full-time whistle, and underneath where we were, it was just all Donegal, and there was one Cork fella and he's all just going
jumping
mad
like that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a fella that had been down to the pitch. They got nearly decapitated. But they were out, there was only about, I'd say 200. I'd say it was just family and the die-hard supporters. But that was we were only 5 points down, I think, at half time. Now, they got a goal probably off our own mistake, probably came against the run of play. And they might have been up 4 points. I'd say that would have put them up 4 points. And I'd say not long after that, then they had an opportunity for another goal. And they kind of butchered it. And if they did get that goal, it would have been a long way to come back. But then Cork got a 2-pointer, and Cork kind of just kept hanging in there. Now the 2-pointers kept them in the game.
Fahy and Wall and Sherlock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
at half time, I was saying they were turning with a bit of a win. I was saying it's not the worst. Like, only to be 5 points down, so it's a manageable enough lead. That they were down 8 or 9 points against Meath at half time. So they have a habit of coming back from these deficits, and
they're never beaten. Like.
No, to be fair to them, then when they did get on top, then and they kind of snuffed. You could kind of sense in the crowd were kind of getting a bit anxious that Donegal weren't pulling away. Cork were kind of overturning them and going up, getting the score and getting closer and closer. And to be fair to them, then once they got on top, like they didn't have any answers from.
This is the thing about Kerry.
It was incredible. It was even after the final whistle, we were up. It was 2 points, and they went for goal for a finish, and it just fizzed over the bar. I think it was Michael Langan over the bar, and there was a probably 5 second window before the hooter sounded. So the players were kind of celebrating, and next thing the hooter went off, and it was just silence. You know, it was a very funny atmosphere. Like the Cork supporters, imagine were going mad. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And then
were you able to contain your emotion?
I was, yeah, until we went off air then. Like,
and was it Lucas said you were drinking then after?
Yeah, I was. But no, it was a great win. And it kind of threw the championship all over the shop then, because they had, you see what happened to Donegal after, and even Louth's victory against Armagh, like them victories just kind of after throwing the championship wide open.
Football is in danger of taking over, like completely taking over, because like hurling is in trouble, obviously outside of our own county and maybe a handful of counties, but like if you look at this year, like Westmeath, Louth, you know, like even Monaghan now to a certain extent. I know now Monaghan have been thereabouts, but like, you know, they're a small population, a small county. McManus retired there a couple of years ago. Like everyone would have said he's the man that has catapulted Monaghan for the last 20 years or 15 years. He's gone, like, and they're...
And I read an article with Rory Beggan after one of so at their last 2 games, they had awful starts. They used to go down 9 or 10 points and then come back, great kind of Lazarus, like, come back and nearly get there, you know? And he was saying they were going off the pitch and they were getting pat on the backs for losing, like he said, totally wrong, like, you know? So I suppose their culture, that just shows their mindset, like they're a good group, like good manager as well. And
like even if you look at the likes of, we'll say Roscommon, I know now Roscommon, once they come out of Connacht, they find it difficult, but they won the Connacht. But these are all teams that I suppose like they were, I won't say whipping boys, but they were like, you know, we'll get over them. Like, and it'll be Kerry and it'll be Dublin and it'll be fucking, you know, Tyrone and Donegal to a certain extent. But it's a different, the rules are amazing now.
In the last few, like, come back 10 years, or in the last 10 years, you kind of Kerry, Dublin, Mayo kind of, but that's like there's a big cohort or at the same kind of level. Even the Division 1 and 2 teams, like there's not an awful lot. On their day, I'd say a lot of them would fancy taking them.
I think there's 5 Division 1 teams and 3 Division 2 teams in the last 8. Like, and that's a fair. Like, there's 8 teams in Division 1, so like technically,
like you will have a Monaghan or a Louth in the semi-final. Like.
Exactly. Yeah, and Cork. Cork are a Division 1 team now, but we played Division 2 this year, like, you know. So, it's...
but no, it was I tell you, it made the journey home an awful lot easier. You got St. John, I even had a ice cream muffin.
I saw that. Supermax, kind of a throwback to your dessert from the last podcast.
Had to celebrate. Like.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'd say that was after a couple of Lucas says, was it?
Yeah. No, I think that what this team now is, like, their next step is they need to get a victory in Croke Park.
Yes.
Like, I think it's 2015, I think is the last time they had a...
Is that the last time?
I could be wrong. No, I think something is telling me it's 2015, since they had a championship win in Croke Park.
Yeah.
So I think that's the next step. No, Jesus, it won't be easy. Like,
no, but, and Mayo are I watched that. Well, I watched the highlights of that Mayo game, and like Meath stormed into an all merciful lead, and then they came back. Like Mayo, kind of, I don't know what to make of Mayo. To be honest,
I watched it as well. In the half time, I was saying, no way I can't make Meath not winning this.
Yeah,
but they're a kind of streaky team. I think they love kind of mayhem. Like
they love mayhem. They love swashbuckling, marauding runs down the wing, kicking it off the outside of the they're very stylish. Like
they've great Kobe McDonald, Ryan O'Donoghue, Tommy Conroy,
Tommy Conroy's
They
a
have
savage
good.
baller.
Tommy goals. They call him like.
He's a
Elite
serious
life for
baller.
goals. So, like on their day, if they click, they can click. Like and they're physical. And now I would say they'd probably see that as a great draw for them.
I would say they definitely see it as a good draw for them.
Both
I
teams
can't
would
see
be
Cork
happy.
being favourites at any stage, bar maybe if we drew Loud or Monaghan, and I think that would be an equal billing. But we will be underdogs, I presume, from here on in.
Not sure. I'd say from here on in. Yeah.
But
it's going to be tough, but it's a great there's nothing, just it's an opportunity,
and it's progression as well. It is progression, like, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think Cleary, like I again now, right, coming out of Killarney after the Munster final and the train, I was like, no.
Yeah, so you got too invested into that result.
But you know what it was now? It was Guinness. That's what it was. It was Guinness and sadness. Do you know that kind of way? Like, you know,
you haven't drank since.
I haven't drank since. I swear to God, I'm off the beer until we get to an All-Ireland final. And I'm hoping that we get to, and I know we're already in one, the minors.
That's right. Yeah. So give them their
due
juice. Call out. Like,
you're going to that?
I will, yeah. See, it's fixed for the day after the hurling match, I think. In Newbridge, which should be, I thought it might be on in Parnell Park, so Newbridge will be easier to get to.
Easier, yeah.
And in fairness, I haven't seen an awful lot of games live, but they seem to have a very good group of players, especially they have an unbelievable goalie.
Did you see the fucking the 2-pointer he got from the line?
Unreal, yeah.
Like,
and he's been doing it all year.
Yeah.
In fairness, big credit to Keith Ricken, and
Ricken is doing a great job.
He's getting a good twist out of them.
Like,
and it's important for Cork football to be, I suppose, winning Munster championships and getting to latter stages of All-Ireland's, especially a minor, and the Ray Keane with under 20s. They beat Kerry in
he's also doing a great job. I was at that match when we beat Kerry in the under 20s, and they came along then and beat us in the final afterwards.
But it was close, the final, you know.
It was close.
Whereas previous years, the gap with minors and 20s, like, we were getting good pace things, and that's not good. Like, so if you can be competitive that great, like, it's only good for the future.
And you even if you can take 2 or 3 off that, like
going back to our team, then we were, I suppose, the nucleus of teams that went on and did well. Like, you had your core, I suppose, experienced players, but you also had the few coming in all the time pushing it, you know.
Sure, when you broke onto the team, there was 3 of you, was there? Was there Aidan Walsh, yourself, and there was
Kieran Sheehan,
and Kieran Sheehan, and then the next year there was another 1 or 2 of you kind of came on.
That's to see, like, likes of Brian Hurley, then Mark Collins, and them. Like, that's, you just need a few coming in all the time, like,
just to put the competition in there.
Yeah.
No, it's great to see it. It's great to see it, and you know, like, just is there. It's they're talking about the hurling being kind of unfair at the moment now, that it's all Munster, and that, like, it's like the Leinster Championship is very weak, and you know, obviously Connacht and Ulster are non-existent. Like, Galway have come over now into the Leinster Championship, and there was talks. I heard someone saying, should Waterford play in the thing, like, you know. Like, if you look at the football side of things, it's been a cakewalk for Kerry for years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, they can suffer all these injuries. Yeah. They can do all that because they don't need to peak until this stage of it. You know, so it is no harm that we are starting to be a little bit progressive and more competitive, because, you know, like, it's too easy for the likes of Kerry, really, to be honest. It's too easy for them. The path is too easy for them, and they can train properly the way that, we'll say, the likes of Jim McGuinness was complaining in Ulster, where it's, you know, if you're to win the Ulster Championship, what is it, 3 games or 4 games you have to win it, and every game is fucking horrendous. Like,
I think they'll be learning some. I hope it doesn't peter out, but I think, I'd say, management teams will look at the structure and they'll say, the provincial championship is its own championship. Like, maybe they should try and link that in better, that you have more of an advantage. I know you'd home advantage in the draw for this year, but maybe have some more incentive to try, because I think teams, you have Roscommon gone, Armagh gone, Donegal, like, and they were flying in their provincial championships. Like, so they might say, management teams might be saying, should we try and maybe peak a bit later and maybe not go fully invested into the provincial championship, you know.
But you'd
be hoping it doesn't go like that, but you could see there will be some bit of logic in it.
You're like when Donegal lost the first round of the championship this year, there was the conspiracy theory that he did it on purpose, you know.
Like Tyrone were knocked out early doors in the Ulster Championship. I think they had 6 weeks off.
6 weeks
off.
And
they beat Roscommon and they beat Mayo.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now they're in quarter final, you know.
And
whereas their route, you say, would be a lot easier than Armagh, Donegal. They were
way easier,
going hard at it for the provincial championship.
Way easier. And I saw Tyrone earlier this year against Cork, and they looked kind of at 6s and 7s, and they got to the semi-final last year. They got to the Ireland semi-final last year, and they looked like Cork looked like a much better team than them, and I guarantee you they'll give Kerry a game.
Now, to be fair, Cork are probably the one team left that they've had a good league. They've been good league. They've had a good Munster Championship. Obviously, the second half probably against. Yeah. They've had a good All-Ireland series.
They've had one bad half, really, since the league.
And Derry in the league.
Yeah. And Derry in the league, yeah.
I would say the league final then, like they were there. You wouldn't say they played bad in that league final.
They were in the game anyway.
So they have been, however they've been doing it, they have kept consistent, yeah. And whereas other teams have been kind of up and down, and Cork kind of have been steady.
Hopefully now we can draft in a few over the next year or two and just capitalise on. But like, I mean, this year isn't over. Like, how far can you see us going this year in the football?
I think definitely a semi-final is
Mayo are beatable, like.
they're beatable, yeah. They are
beatable.
It's like, as I said, it's they won't be easy beat now, but they are beatable. It's a savage opportunity. And then again, like, who are you going to get in the semi-final?
Am I right in saying we can't get Kerry unless in the semi-final?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, we won't. We won't look too far away now. We won't look too past next week.
Look what's in front of us. Yeah, can Kerry be beaten? How would you set up to beat Kerry? Like, how the fuck are you going to beat that Kerry?
Sniper. In the stand and take out Clifford.
Take out Clifford and then then the other Gainey. And then Sean O'Shea.
Yeah. Now, I would say, like, and I said it to a few lads, they are midfield pairing of
Joe, what's his name?
They've Joe O'Connor and Diarmuid O'Connor, Joe O'Connor and Diarmuid O'Connor.
Forward, actually, sorry.
And the wings. Mark O'Shea, and Jesus, I can't think of it. It's after going on in my head now. But they're two midfield pairs. Every time the team is named, they say, we can get at the midfielder. And since they've been paired up, they've gotten the better every time. They get zero credit, but they're unbelievable. Like, I think like they have a lot of. I think they're definitely the two most underrated players in the country.
And it's very hard to get any credit on that Kerry team. Like after I mean, Clifford he just takes all the
Mark O'Shea and Sean O'Brien. Sorry, I was trying to think.
Mark O'Shea and Sean O'Brien, yeah. And
I think they only when they picked up a lot of injuries last year. They wouldn't have been seen as the starting midfield pairing. And since then, like, they've been dominating. Remember against Armagh, and they've been dominating midfield. And every time they say, people say, I think you can get after Kerry at midfield. And even now, I'd say people are saying it, but, and then as you say, you've Joe O'Connor and Diarmuid O'Connor and the two wings that have monster men around the middle of the pitch.
So they have it. So they kind of have two midfielders playing wing forwards, you know. So they're kind of set up with four midfielders, you know. But that's clever though. Yeah. That's fucking conniving and clever because of the modern game now with the kickouts. Yeah. Like if you're going either wing, you've got a midfielder on either wing, and Joe, your man Joe O'Connor's awesome, and he's only coming back.
He's only coming back.
And Sean O'Shea is only coming back. And they brought on
Paddy Clifford's only coming back.
And Paddy Clifford's only coming back. Gavin White came off the bench the last day.
They do have abundance of talent.
How be bar a sniper? Can they be stopped? I'm trying to think of it. Like, I genuinely sometimes I'd be like, if I was like, how would you do it? It's because you can't bypass any of those. They're hard to bypass.
You have a lot of things that have to go your way.
Yeah,
you'd have to probably David and you probably have to mark Paddy out of the game to stop creating. David probably have to have enough to.
Yeah,
you probably have to win around this so-called weaker midfield, but we just mentioned their midfield, so
and their backs are fine. Like I remember going to an All-Ireland final a few years ago, Kerry in Dublin, and Dave Clifford had an unbelievable first half, and then something happened to him in the second half, and he kicked about 3 or 4 wides, and it all went wrong for him.
Did he get injured? Was that against Tyrone?
Did he get injured? No. Or did he get injured against Tyrone? Because this was against Dublin now, and he was unreal in the first half, and Dublin ended up winning it. Cluxton was, I was there with Danny. I wanted to see Cluxton play before he retired, and he got a long distance point the same day. But he was off form. He just kicked a few wides and stuff like that. And I remember thinking to myself, that won't happen too many times to him. It doesn't happen to him too many times.
The thing is, when say if he does, which is very rare, he has an off day. You've Dylan Gainey's going to come on. Tony, like in the Munster final, remember Tony Brosnan came on, kicked 3 points straight away.
If there was a transfer market, like
so they have. That's the beauty. I suppose if one or two players aren't performing, they have others to come in.
The numbers.
So,
so you don't have any answer for the question. So
look, geez, wouldn't it be a dream?
I mean, it's a hard question.
Wouldn't it be a dream scenario if Cork could get to the final?
Yeah,
and play Kerry, because finals anything can happen in the final.
Anything can happen in the final. Look,
we're a long way from that.
We'll dream. Yeah. Colm, I won't take you. I won't keep you much longer. I've just one more question for you. You're back playing. You're a club mate of mine for years in Ballyclaw, but you're living above in the city now, and you were retired with a few years, and you were involved with Glenmire in a selector capacity for a couple of years with their first team. And then there was a goalkeeping crisis. Am I right in saying that?
I was 2 years as selector with the intermediates, and then last year one of our goalies got injured, had built a bad hamstring tear, and actually the same game the sub goalie could make it, so we'd actually put in an outfield player on the day. So then we won the game, and the next game then they were saying, would you play? And I said no. I said, I haven't played in 2 or 3 years. I couldn't go, you'd be fine. But I had to go through all the, how long are you living there, blah, blah, blah. When was the last time you played? And I said,
But you were probably gone enough time though, were you? What is it, 48 weeks or something like that?
Something like that. I was in 96.
Is it 96 weeks, is it? But you were definitely gone the length of time anyway, and there would have been no begrudgery at all for Ballyclaw, for fuck's sake.
It wasn't like you were leaving when I was finished with Ballyclaw. I was leaving. Like,
exactly. You weren't leaving at 26 in your pomp, like you were leaving.
But then I was going down training, and then I was saying, sure, if I'm going down here, I may as well run around and do something. So they asked me then, would I play this year? So I said no initially, and then I said, you know what?
Life is short, is it?
Yeah, a little bit of exercise. Keep the weight down.
I'm very interested because, sure, like, I mean, you were an absolute superstar for Cork and for Ballyclaw. Corner forward, iconic number 13. We could call you Colm Goals. Don't mind that Mayo fella. But you know what I mean? Like, you're absolute. But it's like a completely different position you're playing in now in goals. And I know you've played in goals at the back end of your career. But the goalkeeping position is so different now than like years ago. It was, fuck it, he's a great kick out. It was as far as if your man could kick it out, like it didn't matter.
Long and often.
He was able to kick it out long. It wouldn't give a shit if he left in 4 goals, he can kick it out. It's a different game now. It's a tactical, you need a brain, which you have obviously on the field, but like.
It's difficult.
Is it difficult?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's hard because obviously you have the arc, you must get the kick out away outside the arc, and a lot of teams would be squeezing, like, so it's difficult. This is the one time I always would say goalies is handy, like, you know. But no, it's just, and there's pressure because like if you kick a short kick out short and it's overturned, sure, happened to me last year in championship game, I had a short kick out overturned goal. So
it's the goal, he gets the blame straight away, like on the cornerback.
So a lot of the time. But
you have to be brave as well then, as well in situations like that.
I must say I'm enjoying it now. The league is over now, so we're coming close to championship now. So
is it taxing physically?
No,
isn't it?
Not for me anyway. No.
Do you know what I mean? No, I know. I like what I mean by that is, like, you know, you're 37 now, aren't you? Yeah. So like, it's a position that if it's not taxing physically, isn't it a great opportunity to prolong a person's career, like, you know, and be involved in what is the best part of Gaelic games, being on the field, like, you know?
Yeah, it is definitely, it is, no, it's definitely not taxing. Like, no, a lot of goalies, no, actually, the only bit of taxing is going up, running up and down to take it for a year or 45 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the kind of art of, it's funny, the art of shot stopping is nearly, of a goalie is maybe secondary now. It's all about kickouts, and you can see that with the minor goalie, like, you see, let's say he's nearly their top scorer in some games.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
I am, yeah. No, I enjoy the games, I must say. Not so much the training. Like I was never great for training, to be honest.
Do you have to do the physical stuff at training as well? So,
nah, to be fair, no, I actually kind of want to do it just to
be a part of the panel,
and stay some bit fit, like but it's a long year as well. The league does, Jesus, laughing at. I can see how dual clubs are struggling now because every week I think there 9 league games, and let's say you're a dual club with the majority same players every week. It's 18 weeks in a row nearly, you know.
And if you're successful, you'll be playing well into the winter, like.
You know? And I've seen a lot of people, clubs now, they seem they're picking up an awful lot of injuries now from going week and week and week. And sure, we're only a month off from championship now.
I wonder, and it's the same thing in hurling in the intercounty scene. Like I like something's going to have to give. Like, so, like I wonder about the league. I mean, the league is great to get going and to get the cobwebs out, but I wonder, is it as necessary as we once thought it was? Like it was necessary years ago because, you know, you do the league and you play championship was played throughout intercounty as well. Like, you know, in Cork, you know, like
the league, intercounty, the league seems so far away now.
Yeah,
I remember the first game they played. It was a Cavan down in Park Equeve, like. Yeah. It seems like last year. Like.
Fucking hell, man. Years ago, doesn't it? Like years ago. Yeah.
And then, like, in fairness to the players, since then and before them, because there was competitions. There was the Munster Championship competitions before that. The
McGrath Cup. Yeah. My Harvey's
victory. First trophy of the year.
He said to me when Kerry beat us, he goes, at least we won the McGrath Cup. Yeah. You know, give us credit for the McGrath Cup. And I was like, no one gives a shit about the McGrath Cup. Yeah. I care. So I care about it.
Yeah, so to be going from that far away 3 times a week, like every week,
that's
up until now.
Fucking hell, man.
And then what happens now when the intercounty's over? You might get 2 weeks, 3 weeks break.
And those players are back into it again.
If you're playing with a club who's going to get to the latter stages, you're on. Like it is a very long year for the intercounty players.
Yeah, something has to give but even if you're not, like we'll say you're talking about club games there now as well. Like, so like how many league games did you have? 9 league games. Right. And if you're successful, which like, you know, you were successful there, you won intermediate 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you'd be thereabouts. You'd be one of the clubs that would be talked about anyway. It could go on, like, you know, and like much.
Now the club players, it's probably small, but easier. There is obviously not as pressurized situation in the club players, and you can kind of manage that locally, but you couldn't manage that as good probably intercounty. Yeah,
from an elite point of view, should players get?
And then there's a lot and Jack O'Connor harping on mad about the amount of club games in Kerry after intercounty, and that's a lot of the reason he thought a lot of his players were picking up injuries is because they were going to November, December playing,
yeah.
I'd say there's probably something in it, all right.
There's something has to be done because
you probably get burned. You get burned out a lot quicker.
Like if you're David Clifford now, we'll just use him as an example. You're playing football all year round.
Yeah,
you're playing all like probably might be saved a few early league matches.
Like Ian Maguire and Sherlock this year.
Exactly.
They got the All-Ireland's, I don't know, Munster final never beat. Then you say Dingle, Dan won it. Like Gailey, Thomas Sullivan. So they were.
They
might have had 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks out in. When was that on? Was it in January?
The All-Ireland was in January, yeah.
So they were probably back. No, they probably got a bit of
Jack O'Connor probably gave them a couple of months off or whatever. Like,
no, that's a team going all the way now. But,
and that is a team going all the way. But like, even if you just get to a county final, it's October.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the Bars are a good example there. Sherlock didn't play intercounty last year, but Ian Maguire did.
And dual players as well. They have a lot of dual players as well.
And they do have a lot of dual players, yeah. Brian fucking Hayes, the legend, the all-star.
Yeah.
Like he's good enough to be like, imagine him talking out on Saturday, like for us.
Incredible, yeah. And I was involved with under 20s with Keith Ricken, and we won that Ireland. I think it was 2018, and he was involved that time. Like he was
awesome.
Yeah. You could see he was going to be one of the players for the future. Yeah.
I went to see the Bars play Castlehaven in Championship last year. It was on Macroom, and Brian Hayes got a hat trick. I was looking at him. I was like, how the fuck have we got such an amazing footballer and he can't play for Cork? Obviously, he can't. You can't be a dual star anymore. Like, you know.
No.
But it's like if you just look at him with the football last year and the hurling, got to the All-Ireland final, and then was playing dual with the Bars, and then got all the way to.
And they see that, and they probably only I'm not sure now, but the Bars probably only kind of got going once. I think the hurlers might have been beat. Then
That's right.
They kind of only got going then when they were kind of fully committed to the football. Like, yeah. They have a lot of dual players like as well. So that's hard for the dual clubs now as well with the structure.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and I think even at clubs now, like if you look at clubs, like if you look at Castlehaven as an example, or Newtown would be an example. Two clubs, they're very successful clubs, but they're one code. They're one code, and like you know, I was talking to a fella there in Newtown. I was telling you this before we came on, and he's looking after one of the juvenile clubs, or one of the under 10s or under 12s or something like that, and they train 3 times a week, right? We train twice now with our under 10s, right? And
under 12.
I think they're under 12s, or he was in charge of the under 12s. John O'Connor, he's coming on the podcast in a couple of weeks' time, Ben's brother. But because I'm involved with the under 10s, he's involved with the under 10s, and he was like, they're training out 3 times a week with their under 10s, bringing them out and coaching now. Like you know, I wouldn't say it's intense, but like they're out 3 times a week, but they just do hurling, right? So we are twice a week with our lads, right? But we'll do hurling one week, we'll do football the next week. So by the time we come along to the hurling, 3 weeks have elapsed, we'll say, from the first week. They have 9 hurling training sessions to our 4, you know. So it's like, to be successful, you possibly have to be just one code, which is not the ethos of the game, you know.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't like it.
That, no.
I don't like it. I think
we both played hurling football, didn't we?
At a very high level.
Yeah.
You know. That's it, man. That's it. It was an absolutely amazing talking to you again. I want to say thank you, because I genuinely did ring you in the spur of the moment going, Crossbar, I'm under pressure here, brother. And you said, give me a half an hour. And you were, I have to get the green card. And in fairness, I appreciate it, brother.
How about it?
Talk to you again.
Thank you.
Up the Rebels. Go on. Good night, lads. And thanks. And we'll see you next week. God bless.